prison was supposed to be a form of punishment.
Picture this. You are a law-abiding citizen. You pay your taxes, you follow the rules, and then you open Twitter and see this. A man walking out of a maximum security prison, not hanging his head in shame, not walking into a rehabilitation center, but walking straight into a waiting luxury Lamborghini. Champagne corks are popping, his gang is cheering, and he explicitly shouts, "Respect to the Prime Minister." This video didn't just get millions of views, it set the entire United Kingdom on fire with rage. For millions of Britons, this wasn't a celebration, it was a slap in the face. It looked like the end of justice. But here's the terrifying part, this wasn't a mistake, and this wasn't a prison break. This was government policy. Welcome to the SDS-40 scheme, the day the British government opened the gates. To understand the chaos we are seeing on the streets, we have to look inside the walls. For years, a silent crisis has been brewing. Britain's prisons aren't just full, they are bursting. The official capacity is roughly 88,000, and by the summer of 2024, the prisoner population hit that limit. We are talking about 99% capacity, which in practical terms means there are 0 beds left. When Keir Starmer took over as Prime Minister, he was handed a classified warning. If you don't act in days, the entire law and order system will freeze. If there are no prison cells, the police cannot arrest anyone, and if they can't arrest, the courts cannot sentence. So, the government pushed the panic button. Normally, a prisoner serves 50% of their time behind bars, but under this new emergency rule, they can walk free after serving just 40%. On day 1, nearly 1,700 prisoners were released, with over 5,000 set to hit the streets in total. The government promised the public would be safe, claiming they would only release non-violent offenders, no terrorists, no serious attackers. But within 24 hours, the cracks appeared, and they were horrifying. While specific sex offenders were excluded, a massive loophole emerged involving domestic abusers. Many men who have terrorized their partners are often charged with assault rather than specific sex crimes, making them eligible for early release. Imagine being a victim who finally got the courage to testify, thinking you were safe until 2026, only to receive a text message saying your abuser is free. No consultation, no warning, just a notification. While the prisoners were celebrating, the police were panicking. You might have heard rumors that the police have given up, but the reality is much more frustrating. They want to arrest criminals, but they have nowhere to put them. This brings us to Operation Early Dawn, a desperate measure where defendants are being held in police station cells because prisons are refusing to take them. But police cells fill up in hours. This has created a one-in, one-out policy, forcing officers to delay arrests for non-emergency crimes. This paralysis has emboldened criminal gangs who know the system is clogged and the police are tied up in paperwork. As the crisis deepened, the political war exploded. Keir Starmer claimed his hands were tied by the previous government's failures, calling this a painful necessity. However, Nigel Farage and the opposition proposed a different solution: mass deportation. With over 10,000 foreign nationals in British prisons, they argued that deporting these individuals would free up thousands of cells instantly, making the early release of British criminals unnecessary. The government dismissed this as unworkable, but for the average voter seeing violent thugs celebrating in luxury cars, the government's explanation felt weak. The scariest part of this story isn't about politics, it's about what happens next. Experts call this the recidivism trap. When you release a prisoner 40% into their sentence without proper rehabilitation, jobs, or housing, they often return to crime. We are already seeing the first signs of failure, with released prisoners breaching their license conditions within days. It's a revolving door. They walk out on Tuesday, commit a crime on Thursday, and are back in the van by Saturday. But remember, there are no beds on Saturday. The UK isn't in a civil war, and the parliament hasn't dissolved. Those were internet rumors, but the truth is scary enough. Britain is running a dangerous experiment, gambling with public safety to fix a spreadsheet error. They are hoping the released prisoners will behave, hoping victims won't be targeted, and hoping the police can hold the line. But hope is not a strategy. The justice system hasn't collapsed yet, but it is standing on the edge of a cliff, looking down. What do you think? Is early release a necessary evil to save the system, or is it a betrayal of every law-abiding citizen?